Am I the asshole for blocking Bianca after she spent $500 on a lavish birthday party and then bragged about it online? So I, 35F, and here's what happened. Bianca and I have been friends since college, and we've been through thick and thin together. We're close enough that I feel comfortable sharing personal stuff with her. Lately, though, I've noticed that she's been going out of her way to rub certain things in my face, literally. I recently had a tough few weeks where I lost my job, got a nasty cold, and was feeling pretty down on myself. Bianca came over for dinner one night, and we ended up having a good cry about it together. She listened attentively and made me feel heard, which really helped to lift my spirits. However, when she left, she sent me a text saying, "You're so lucky I'm a great friend like that." Now, at first, I thought maybe she was just joking or trying to be funny, but then I saw her posting on social media about how she had spent $500 on a birthday party for herself and all the friends who matter. One of the comments from Ezra, a mutual friend, said that's what she gets for being so selfish and only looking out for number one. Another comment from Zura mentioned that Bianca was always talking about how much money she had and making everyone else feel bad for having less. I felt really hurt and disrespected by these comments. I know we all have our own financial struggles, but it seemed like Bianca was flaunting her wealth in front of us. When I confronted her about it the next time we hung out, she got defensive and told me that I was overreacting and being too sensitive. I realized then that if she wasn't going to be supportive or understanding when I needed it most, maybe our friendship had changed. That's why I blocked her on social media and made my boundaries clear with her. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for expecting my girlfriend's family to treat me like a guest, not their personal servant? So I, 32M, and here's what happened. My girlfriend, Isla, invited me to her family's Thanksgiving dinner last weekend. I was excited to spend some quality time with her and meet her parents, Idris and Imani. As we were getting ready to leave for the dinner, I asked Isla if there was anything I could bring to contribute to the meal. She told me they already had plenty of food, but that it would be great if I could bring some wine. We arrived at their house and were greeted by Idris, who immediately started barking orders at us about where we should sit and what we should do with our drinks. Isla apologized for her father's behavior, saying he was just getting into the holiday spirit. As we sat down to eat, Idris started telling stories about his own family traditions, which sounded great on paper but were actually just a bunch of boring old tales about how he used to hunt and fish all the time. Meanwhile, Imani kept interrupting me, asking me questions like, "So, what do you do for work, and how much money do you make?" I tried to be polite and play along, but it was clear that no one was expecting me to contribute anything meaningful to the conversation. As we were finishing up dinner, Isla's aunt brought out a huge platter of food that Idris started telling us all had been made from scratch. When he offered me a slice, I politely declined, saying I wasn't really hungry after eating so much already. But then Imani piped up and said, "Oh, come on, you can have another one, it's for your health," which was basically just her way of telling me to eat more. It was a pretty clear message that my presence at their dinner was only because Isla wanted some company, not because we were actually friends. And when I tried to talk to them about how I felt, Isla just got defensive and said they didn't mean any harm. Now I'm feeling really frustrated and like I'm stuck in this role of being the guest who gets treated poorly. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling HR about my boss's refusal to pay me a $200 bonus I was owed after meeting a sales target? So I'm a 25-year-old marketing specialist at a mid-sized company, and I've been with them for about 3 years now. I've always been a hard worker and have consistently exceeded expectations. Last quarter, I managed to hit my sales targets by a significant margin. We're talking an extra $10,000 on top of my usual commission. According to our agreement, this would warrant a one-time bonus payment of $200. When I brought it up with my boss, Devin, during our regular check-in meeting, he seemed taken aback at first, but then just sort of waved his hand and told me that HR would look into it. I didn't think much of it at the time, assuming they just need to review some paperwork or something. Fast forward a week or so, and I decided to follow up with Devin again. This time, he was downright dismissive, saying that I needed to talk to Georgia about getting my bonus approved, which, by this point, I knew meant she'd put it on hold indefinitely. When I spoke with Georgia later that day, she basically told me that HR wouldn't be able to intervene on my behalf because it wasn't a formal policy or anything. She said the only way I could get the bonus was if Devin agreed to pay me out himself, and if he didn't, then that was just something I'd have to suck up. It's hard to believe someone would treat an employee like that, but Georgia just seemed really uninterested in helping. I'm still fuming about this whole thing, and I think it's because Devin seems to be getting away with treating his employees poorly all the time. I know I shouldn't take matters into my own hands, but at this point, I feel like HR isn't doing their job. Am I the asshole for trying to escalate this situation through them?
Am I the asshole for telling my mom that I won't let her wear white to my wedding? So and here's what happened. My wedding was supposed to be this intimate, family-only affair with just a few close friends invited. I had been planning it for months, and everything was coming together perfectly: the venue, the food, the music, even the dress. But on the day of the wedding, I walked down the aisle to see my mom, Esme, standing at the altar wearing a stunning white gown that looked like something out of a fairy tale. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I had explicitly told her when she came over for Thanksgiving last year that white was off limits, and I thought we were on the same page. But apparently not. Tanner, my dad, tried to defend her, saying that it's just a dress and that I was being too uptight. Sawyer, my brother, chimed in with some condescending comment about how I was going to be a terrible bride if I couldn't even handle one little thing like the color of the dress. I was furious, not just because Esme had shown up uninvited and in white, but also because Tanner and Sawyer were being so dismissive of my boundaries. I told them that it wasn't about the dress at all, it was about the fact that they were showing up out of turn and disrespecting my wishes. When Esme tried to argue with me, I asked her to leave not just for a few minutes while I spoke to Tanner and Sawyer, but for the entire wedding. And you know what? She left. It's still weird seeing pictures of the whole thing online, though all those people in white, looking happy and celebratory, meanwhile Esme is standing off to the side, looking like the villain. Am I the asshole for telling her she had to leave?